Okay, so for our assignment for the vertical climate and vegetation zones on a mountain, you are going to analyze the different climate zones and the vegetations that are found in those climate zones using a blog and the Google Slides presentation. If you are an in-person and you're in school, I will have handed you a piece of paper. If you are at home, you are going to go to the classwork tab, and then there it says Thursday 10/28/21, the vegetation zones and vertical climate zones. You will see the third bullet talks about the vegetation and climate zones. And so you'll click on the document and it will ask you to make a copy. You will want to make a copy. Make sure that you share it with me, Alexandria Kump, so that I can see your work. It will look like this. And so the first thing that you are going to do, well, the directions say analyze the images, graphs, and passages on the Google Slide presentation. In person people, you will find that Google slideshow right here. At home people, you can see it there as well. For the kiddos that are at home, you can also click the link at the bottom of the page as well. And it will take you to the Google slideshow, the presentation, where it will go through all of the different vertical, the climate zones that you will find on the mountain. Here you can see I sourced it because this is not my blog. It was someone else's blog, so I sourced the blog. The first column gives you the location. So there are 4 on the mountain. There's tropical mountain rainforest. There's the moorland, alpine desert, and then the internal ice, like the ice. The second column is elevation, so the height above sea level. And by the way, you're going to need to give the definition of elevation. You're going to want to give the temperature in Fahrenheit. And then the next column is from the passage, describe the vegetation. So what types of vegetation would you find there? Also in the passage, it might say something about the animals that you might see. If you would like to, you can add that here as well. But I really am just going to be looking at the different types of vegetations that you would find at that climate zone. And then the very last one is looking at the temperature, looking at the types of vegetation that you would find there. What might you wear at this vertical climate zone? We will go through quickly just the top one so that you can see how to do that. So when we go to the Google Slides, you'll click through, and then the first slide really shows the different climate zones. You'll see the bottom is where the civilization, where most people live, where they grow their crops, they have their livestock, the plantations. That is all on pretty much the foot of the mountain. On the side, on the left side, you will see this is the height, so how high it is, and then on the right side, you will see the temperature. Now remember, I want the height in feet, and I want the temperature in Fahrenheit. And the best way to do that, I found, is to go to a Google search and just type in meters to feet, and then also open up another tab that I did C to F, so Celsius to Fahrenheit. So when I'm doing this, so for the tropical rainforest, I want to go and look. So the tropical rainforest, so the rainforest, if I'm looking at the height, it's 1,800 meters to 3,000 meters. So I'll go back to my tab, and I'll put 8,000. And then I can see that it is 5,009 feet. So I will put that in my elevation. Don't forget your unit of measurement to 3,000. So I'll go back in, I'll type in 3,000. So then that is 9,000, almost 10,000 feet. And I'll put that on my okay, so I know how tall it is. Then I go back and I want to look at the temperature. So I'm looking at the rainforest. It says 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. So I'll go here. I'll do 20 degrees Celsius. So that's about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Copy. So 68 degrees Fahrenheit to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So then I'll change the Celsius to 25. That's about 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the vegetation. So then I've looked at that. So you could do this a couple ways. You could do it across the row and then go straight to the vegetation, or you could do the elevation and the temperature for all 4 of them and then move on to the vegetation. So you click onto the next slide and then you'll read the passages. So it says a tropical mountain rainforest. There are various gates through which you can enter. They talk about the gates, they talk about how high it is, and then also you can even see they give you kind of it within it, so you can use that. Tropical rainforest, you walk through past the lush green trees. You can even look at the picture. Monkeys, it's humid, it gives you the temperature, occasional rainfalls. So you want to add those details to this. So we might add details. And then what might you wear there? So I know that it's pretty warm, so it's not, so I probably would not want to wear a heavy coat. I would maybe want to wear shorts or something like that. So you want to do that for all of them. The point of this is I want you to see as the elevation gets higher, I want you to notice what happens to the temperature. Okay, so that's the point of this activity is as you get higher in elevation, what happens to the temperature.